Welcome to the game that everyone owned, but nobody finished series. Let's get this party started. Do you remember when you were a kid? There was always one level that ended the run, not the final boss, not the last stage, just one moment where everything stopped. For a generation of kids growing up in the early 90s, that moment had a name: Turbo Tunnel. It didn't matter how confident you felt going in. It didn't matter how well you handled the earlier levels. Once you reached this point, the game made one thing very clear. This was as far as most people were going. Battletoads already felt intense before you ever reached Turbo Tunnel. It looked friendly on the surface, bright colors, exaggerated animations, cartoon characters that felt almost inviting. But anyone who played it for more than a few minutes knew the truth. This game wasn't joking around. By the time you reached Turbo Tunnel, you'd already been tested. You'd fought your way through enemies that hit hard. You'd dealt with platforming sections that punished bad timing. You'd probably already lost a lot of lives, and yet Turbo Tunnel still felt like something else entirely. The moment the level begins, something changes. Your toad jumps onto a hoverbike, the camera pulls back, the screen starts moving forward. At first it feels exciting, fast, different, almost fun. You react instinctively, you jump over the first obstacles. You land cleanly. For a brief moment you think you've got this, and then the speed increases. Not gradually, not politely. It ramps up suddenly, aggressively, without warning. The screen starts flying past you. Obstacles appear faster than your brain can process. The timing window shrinks. This is where panic sets in. Your hands tighten on the controller. Your breathing changes. Your focus narrows. Because one mistake means everything is over. Turbo Tunnel does not forgive. Miss a jump by a fraction of a second and you crash. React just a little too late and it's done. Overcorrect even slightly and the run ends instantly. There's no health bar to drain slowly, no chance to recover. Failure is immediate. As kids, this was overwhelming. Up until this point, most of us believed something very important about video games, that if we tried hard enough, we would eventually get through. Turbo Tunnel breaks that belief. It doesn't reward effort, it rewards precision. It doesn't care how long you've been playing. It cares whether you've memorized what's coming next. That's the part most of us didn't realize at the time. Turbo Tunnel isn't a reflex test. It's a memory test. Every obstacle is placed deliberately. Every jump has a correct timing. Every sequence is fixed. The game expects you to fail repeatedly until you learn it. But as kids, that wasn't how we approached games. We reacted, we improvised, we hoped, and Turbo Tunnel punished that approach mercilessly. What made it worse was the structure around it. There were no checkpoints, no mid-level saves, no practice mode. If you failed, you started again, every single time. That meant replaying the same opening seconds over and over. Building tension before the same failure, watching the same crash animation again and again. Eventually, frustration replaced curiosity. You weren't learning anymore. You were just surviving for as long as possible. And for most players, that survival never lasted long enough. This is where the rental era really matters. Because Battletoads was often a weekend game. You'd rent it on a Friday, play it hard that night, reach Turbo Tunnel, hit the wall. Saturday you'd try again, make tiny improvements, maybe get a little further. And then Sunday arrived. The cartridge went back to the shop, just as you were starting to understand it. That's why Turbo Tunnel feels unbeatable in memory. Not because it truly was, but because time ran out. Going back to the level now as an adult, the design becomes clearer. The obstacles aren't random. They're carefully paced. The speed ramps are intentional. The jumps are readable once you know them. Turbo Tunnel isn't unfair. It's uncompromising. It demands full attention. It demands memorization. and it demands that you accept failure as part of progress. That's a big ask for anyone, especially kids. And yet, despite all of that, Turbo Tunnel became legendary. Not because people beat it, but because so many people didn't. Ask anyone who played Battletoads growing up, and they'll remember this level instantly. They might not remember the ending, they might not remember later stages at all, but they remember Turbo Tunnel. They remember the speed, the pressure, the moment everything went wrong. It became a shared experience, a collective memory of frustration. You didn't have to finish Battletoads to understand it. You just had to reach this point. That was enough. In a strange way, Turbo Tunnel defined Battletoads more than any other part of the game. It's the level that turned difficulty into legend, the moment that separated confidence from reality, the point where the game stopped pretending to be friendly. Even today, watching footage of it makes people tense up. You can feel it in your hands again. The timing, the panic, that feeling never really goes away, and that's why Turbo Tunnel still gets talked about decades later. Not because it was cruel, but because it was honest. It asked a simple question. Are you ready? Most of us weren't. And that's okay, because sometimes the levels we don't beat are the ones we remember the longest. If Turbo Tunnel still lives rent-free in your head, you're not alone.
From the arcade to the midnight ride, retro hearts forever at the fight.